joining me today. I'm Sarah from sweetblondesfitlife.com. Today I'm going to show you a series of stretches that are very important whether you run occasionally, as a hobby, or on a regular basis. This first stretch is one of my favorites. It's going to focus on your glute and your outer hip area, which is always tight for me. You're going to start off in plank and bring your right leg forward, right in between your arms in the middle of your chest. You want to make sure your back is straight. If you want more of a stretch, you can go down on your elbows like I did right there. Hold this as long as you would like. Again, if you can't put your elbows on the ground, it's completely fine. You just want to make sure you're feeling a stretch and that you're in good alignment. Come back to plank, and now we're going to switch to our left leg. Again, bring it up in between your shoulders, right in between your chest, and make sure that you're not leaning to the side, but that you're right up on top of your leg and you feel a stretch in your outer hip. The next stretch we're going to do is called runner's stretch. It's a great stretch for your hip flexor, and we're going to do this on both legs. So first you'll start by coming back to plank and bringing your right leg forward. You're going to keep your hands flat on the ground. They're going to be on the inside of your foot here. Make sure that your heel, you're pushing back as far as you can to get the maximum stretch in your hip flexor. Again, you can come down to your elbows if you'd like. You can make this stretch whatever you want it to be, as long as you're getting a good stretch where you need it. Now we're going to switch and bring our left leg forward, again keeping our hands on the ground and pushing back through that heel. Make sure your abs are tight and that you are working the whole time through this stretch. This is one of my faves, downward facing dog. You start off in plank and push your hips back. You will feel this in your hamstrings. If you need to scoot your feet in, you can, but get yourself nice and comfortable so you're feeling a nice stretch in your hamstrings. You can also bend your knees one at a time slightly to feel a better stretch in each leg. Now we're going to come down to the ground and cross our right leg over our left. So your right ankle should be on your left knee. Then we are going to push ourselves up with our arms and scoot our arms as close as we can to us in order to push our backs up nice and straight. You will feel this stretch in your glute. It's an awesome stretch, and it's one that you can vary. So if this is a little too much for you, you can bring your arms back a little bit farther, or if you need a deeper stretch, bring your arms up more. Now we're going to switch sides. So your left ankle will be on your right knee, and again, adjust your arms and sort of where you're at according to how much or how deep of a stretch you need. Now we're going to come out of this stretch and we will just put our feet together, pull them in nice and tight, and you will feel this. Again, straighten your back up. You'll feel this in your inner thighs and maybe your outer thighs depending on how tight you are. If you can't pull your legs all the way in, feel free to just sit crisscross applesauce with a straight back and feel that stretch in your inner thighs. Now we're going to stand up and stretch our hamstrings. Start with your feet together, bring your right leg forward, and bend at the hips. Make sure you keep a flat back and your knees straight, not hyperextended, but straight. And you're going to feel this in your hamstrings. It is one of my most favorite hamstring stretches. You should be feeling it right there, all the way from the knee up to where it inserts with your glute. And see how my back is perfectly straight? If you can't reach for your foot, feel free to leave your hands on your knee or on your upper thigh. That's perfectly fine. Just make the stretch yours. Now we're going to switch and do the same thing with our other leg. Be sure to keep your abs in and a straight back. If your back is not straight, you will not feel this stretch in your hamstrings. So be sure to keep a straight back, Keep your hands where you can. If you can touch the floor, that's fine too. If you're really super flexible, just be sure to feel it through your hamstring and hold this as long as you need it. Now we're going to come up on our knees and stretch our hip flexor and our quad. Start with your right foot forward, flat on the ground, and be sure that your right knee is not going out over your right toe. Lean forward, keep a straight back, and you will feel that in your left hip flexor. Now, if you can, come up so your back is straight and grab your left foot with your left hand. You should feel this stretch in your quad and in your hip flexor all at the same time. If that's too much for you, don't worry about it and just stick with the basic version of the stretch. Now we can switch sides, bring our left foot forward, and again, lean forward a little bit. You'll feel this in your right hip flexor. And then we're gonna turn around and grab our right foot with our right hand if you can. Technically, you're supposed to grab your right foot with your left hand. So opposite hand, opposite foot, but I'm not quite there yet. So make this stretch yours however you want. Be sure not to fall over and just enjoy it. You earned this stretch. That's it, you're all done. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more.